McLaren's dominant period is so different than the Red Bull dominance we were seeing, and they're not as far ahead as it may feel. It is without question that McLaren has two very strong drivers as well as a strong lead in the Constructors' Championship. But if we're comparing it to this previous period of Red Bull dominance, there is one major difference. This time last year, Max Verstappen had won every single race except for Australia, which in that race he had to retire the car due to brake failure. But the big difference between Max's dominance in this period last year and McLaren's dominance as a team this year is the large gaps that Max was winning these races by. In the first 5 races last season, the smallest gap between Max and second place was 12.53 seconds. And if you look at the opening race of the season last year, he won that by over 22 seconds. The biggest gap that we've had a McLaren driver finish first to second was last week with Oscar Piastri ahead of George Russell at Bahrain. He won that race by 15.49 seconds. But if you look at today's performance and the other previous races, we're seeing something that we didn't see during Red Bull's dominant period. And that is a number of drivers being able to fight at the top. These McLaren wins are not givens as they're going through the race. We're seeing them have to fight for position, we're seeing them not necessarily take pole every single time, and yes, we are seeing driver error from both of them. But beyond driver error, if you look at today especially, one of the things that we should look at before saying McLaren is going to run away with this season is the fact that we had 4 different cars from different teams battling it out this week. The Red Bull has actually settled in quite a bit and hopefully fixed a number of the issues that they were having when it came to pace. George Russell in a Mercedes has been a contender since the beginning of this season, and today we finally saw one of the Ferraris with Charles Leclerc have a great race and finish on the podium. And when you're looking at the point spread, one of the things that's important to look at is driver pairing. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri have both been performing very well. This weekend, even with Lando's crash in Q3, we saw him manage to fight his way all the way from 10th to competing for a podium that he ultimately wasn't able to achieve. But when you look at Red Bull, we've already had a driver swap with Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda, and when Liam was in the seat, he did not score any points. Yuki scored points last week for the first time, but ultimately was taken out in a racing incident at the beginning of this race. So most of the points on the board are from Max himself. Then when you look at Mercedes, George Russell is paired with a rookie in Kimi Antonelli who's still adjusting to the car, though for a rookie has been performing quite well. And with the Ferrari, they've not only had car troubles, but they've also had Lewis Hamilton adjusting to a new team and a new car. So when you take all of that into account and then you look at how close today's race was, McLaren does not have this on lock. And while they do have the fastest car, it is not so fast that they're able to run away with it the same way Red Bull used to be. And we're seeing these other cars start to catch up. If you remember last season, the first turning point was Miami, round 6. And that's where we're sitting in this season right now. When we started the season, we thought, okay, McLaren's going to run away with it and they're the new Red Bull. But it actually looks like we're going to have a pretty strong fight throughout the season. So I'm curious for you, did you think McLaren was going to run away with it this season no matter what? Do you feel like Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari are finally catching up? And does it finally feel like we're going to have a season where we not only have a battle from the top teams, but also in the midfield? Overall, I think this type of season is so good for the sport as a whole. And I'm really excited to see how performance shifts as we head into Miami.